guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have definitely a lot of a different setup because this is clearly not the model's room. So we're gonna get started. So the new 70th anniversary model is new for a photo shoot, and since he's a traditional, we can do a lot more different things with him than we can stablemates or the minis, which you need smaller backgrounds. And we've done still shots and motion shots in different areas. The takeaway from this is if you go outside with your model photo shoots, use things that are on a smaller scale that look like something you've seen, that you've been next to in nature, and put your models next to it and it looks more natural. If you guys have anything like water or dust at your house, use that to create motion, as these models actually do not have silk manes or hair manes, so because they are plastic, silicone, what you want to call it, so you can't really do anything with wind unless you have dust, or if you have water that can also show motion as well. So going outside is definitely a good thing to do. And if you're going in a field like mine, you definitely want to make a grass path in which you just flatten out the grass. When you go outside, there are a lot of bugs down here in the summertime, so you might want to bring some bug spray because model horse shoots can be pretty lengthy unless you're doing only like still shots and if you know you're going to get it right. If anything like this doesn't work with your motion shots, thank you, someone who suggested this, take a video and do a still shot of it. And thank you to the person who suggested that. And make sure that if you're doing something dangerous and if you're going near poison oak or anything like that, that you are wearing boots or something to protect yourself, or if you have parent supervision. Don't do anything dangerous with your model horse shoots unless someone knows where you are, and you should probably stick close to your house unless you're going on a trip and just happen to bring a model horse with you, which almost never happens. If you have any red dirt that can actually look like a canyon if you level it right, or take photo shoots in hills or dips or valleys or anything like that, because that can also be really helpful as well. So you definitely want to use a variety of outside areas around your house. Even just your average driveway can look like a canyon with certain rocks, or if you have any divots anywhere or anything in the woods, looks great for freedom shoots. Classic series typically work really well out here, and they're not as much of a risk because they are cheaper than the traditionals in most cases. I know the racing with the wind set is a lot more expensive than what you would averagely see in classics. However, you should probably try to get a variety of models, and you can do you. Stablemates are actually very good for this. However, you do have to do things on a way smaller scale, which makes it really harder. You have to pick the grass off in little pieces to make sure that it doesn't look bigger than your Clydesdale horse, which is just not going to happen in real life. So you definitely want to make your, if you want to make your like model the center of all your photo shoots, I recommend motion shoots if you've done them a lot. But when you're just starting, inside photo shoots work well if you have lighting effects. And I'll be posting some of my pictures online if I can get them uploaded and to the channel so that you guys can see some examples of indoor photo shoots and outdoor photo shoots. With mini winnies, you definitely want to use a smaller scale, as I said earlier. So things like that, if you have moss rocks, it can look like mountains. If you have any craft supply, that usually works really well. Typically, if you're doing Schleich model horse photo shoots, because I know that some of you are fans of Schleich, which honestly don't get enough credit. But if you're doing a Schleich photo shoot, you might want to do it with water. Like water with Schleich is harder to do for some reason because the horse is so small, and Schleich tend to fall over a lot when you have the more of the running type scales. If you have the Knabstrupper mare, you know how that is. I've done the same thing with a water photo shoot with her, and it actually was really hard to get the model to still stand during the water photo shoot. If you guys have anything that could help you like with holding the water, inside is an okay idea if you have a towel, but outside I highly recommend, even though it's hot or cold, snow photo shoots. Snow photo shoots are really well to do because you get a lot, you can actually, if it's still snowing, you don't even have to try to get the motion shot. And if your camera does live, You can actually just take it anywhere. I just use my phone. You can typically use any camera you want for model horse photo shoots, but for those of you who prefer the like cameras that you have to strap on and carry everywhere, okay. I just use my phone because it's easy, it's more portable, it's mobile, so that's always good. Trees. So trees are really nice to have if you're doing like a motion shot. If you have a stump near you, this is weird, but if you ever wanted to try this and you have a mountain horse that you would like to take photos of, and the stump has moss or things like that growing on it, you can do pretty good shots with that, which I've done before, and I'll be trying to post some of those on on my YouTube channel, so keep updated for that. And now we're just going to get some still shots of them. And hold on, I'll be right back for 1 minute. Alright, so this is the camera that I'm using. As I said earlier, it is just my phone. And when you're taking the model horse photo shoots, you definitely want to try to make them the center of your photo shoot so that you want them to be focused. I know a lot of people use blurring and special effects with this, but if you're like me, you like to go simple and make it the main thing. If you want to, you can do a running shoot with a model that is not standing still or just like a statue and it almost looks like it's in motion, or has a mane that actually looks like it's glowing that you probably can't see from where you are right now, then you should probably do a side picture of your model or have a diagonal of half their face like this, half their face like this. So you can always do that. If you're more of an experienced photo shooter and you've been shooting for a long time, let's say, you can actually try some lighting effects or anything with perspective, and you can use your phone and actually make the model almost stand on it, and I'll be posting some pictures of that on my YouTube channel as well. If your phone has a timer, that is super helpful. Highly recommend putting that on 10 seconds for your harder shots. If you're doing motion shoots, I learned the hard way a while back that don't do 10 seconds with motion. Do 3 seconds, because you will be holding the camera for longer than you expect with 10 seconds, and it's just nerve-wracking because you're afraid you're going to drop the camera. But for those of you who like to do 10 seconds, keep doing that. And we've already got some still shots of him, but right now I'm going to try to get it to look like he's in motion, even though he's standing still. However, this guy is gaited, and he's on his saddlebred mold, which are typically with one leg up and the rest down, and with a flowing tail. I know I have one who doesn't have a flowing tail, but that's out of 3 models, and all the other ones I've seen that I don't yet have all have flowing tails, so that's just a popular thing with Breyer. Not quite sure why they do that. You definitely want to get some light going in, and I'm going to try to get you guys to see this picture. Alright, this is hard to do. Alright, so if you guys can see that, I don't know if it's blurry or not, or if the camera is just not focusing. But when you're doing your model, like I suggested earlier, if they look like they're almost in motion, you should probably do one from the side or a diagonal. And definitely go outside and get inspired and try this. Model photography is a good way to express your models off of the shelf, or if you have a barn and display collection or a model horse room where you keep your barn, because I know a lot of people have that. Outside and inside are better for that. So and if you take your model horses places, then I think that actually helps. I've had that recommended before, so the next time I go hiking, I'll probably take at least one model, and I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video.